Hello, my name is Scott Ingram, and today we're going to be doing some test procedures to see how we create and manage users and groups in Active Directory. This is Lab5 2050. First, we're going to be testing the administrative access on 3 different accounts. We're going to determine which accounts can create sites, then we're going to determine which accounts can create users, and then we're going to see which accounts can manage the schema. Second, we're going to be configuring groups and permissions. We're going to look at creating global groups, then universal groups, and finally we're going to look at assigning permissions through group membership. Finally today we're going to be looking at using the DS-ADD to add a user account. So let's begin. We are in 2050 RWDC1. We're under the domain administrator. We're going to go into Active Directory sites and services. We are now in sites and services. We are going to right click sites and try to create a new site. We see that we do have that right to create a new site. Let's go ahead and create a new site. Click OK. And it has been created. We are now in RWDC1 as the Enterprise Administrator. We're going to see if we can create a site. We're going to pull down the sites. And we see we can create a new site. We're going to write in Lucy. Click OK. And Lucy has been created with the Enterprise Administrator account. I am the Schema admin in 2050 RWDC1 now. And you'll notice that the Server Manager did not even pop up for me. I'm going to click Administrative Tools. I'm going to go to Active Directory Sites and Services. It's asking me if I need permission to continue. So I'm going to write in. Now I am in the Sites and Services. I've got Lucy, Ricky, Fred, and Ethel. And we see that there will be no little Ricky because we cannot add a new site as a Schema admin because we are just supposed to work with the schema with this account. Alright, we're in 2050 RWDC1. We're under Domain Administrator. We're going to go to Administrative Tools. This time we're going to Active Directory Users and Computers. We're going to click Continue. We're going to open up the Domain 1 local. We're going to click Users. And we're going to right click. And we'll see that we do have the ability to create a new user here in Active Directory. We can go through the whole process and it will create. We are in 2050 RWDC1. We are the Schema admin. We're going to go into Active Directory Users and Computers. Again, we have to write in our password. We can view users, but as you can see, there's not even a spot for us to add any new users. Alright, we're the Domain Administrator in RWDC1. Here's the Active Directory schema. We're going to open it up. We're going into Classes. We're going to go into Account. And we see here that we can go into Classes. We can go into Account. You'll see here that I cannot make any changes to this schema. I can click on it, but when I click backspace, nothing happens. So I'm not allowed to manage the schema, only view it. Alright, we are in 2050 RWDC1 in the parent domain. We're going to attempt to go into Active Directory Schema under the Schema admin. You'll see here I am allowed to work. I can click in the schema, click Allow Full Control for this account properties. And if I apply it, it will apply. As you can see, I can work with the schema only with the schema admin. I have just created several different accounts on the parent and the child domain. On domain1.local, we have created an LAdmins universal group, and it has members LAdmins1 and LAdmins2, as you can see. And the LAdmins2 is on the child domain. It also is a member of domain1.local. I've also created an LAdmins1 security group. It is a global security group, and it has members of local admin 1 is a member of that group. It has a member of local admin 1, and it is a member of the local admins. We've also created a user called local admin 1 who is distributed throughout this. Now on the child domain, we have created local admins 2 security group. It is a global security group. It has members local admin 2, which is another user that we have created down here, and it is a member of the local admins, which is a domain1.local. So let's do some logging on and off and see how that works out for us. I have logged on as local admin 1 onto the domain1.local. On domain1.local, I have the ability to create new users and computers. Why do I have that ability? Because I am also a member of the global group LAdmins1. LAdmins1 is a member of the universal group LAdmins. LAdmins is also a member of the administrators group. So all that flows down to me to give me the same ability as an administrator would on domain1.local. I am logged in as the child domain, and I'm going to attempt to create new users and computers. I can do this because as local admin 2, I am a member of LAdmins 2, which is also a member of a universal group. Alright, we're going to use DSAdd to create an organizational unit and a user in our parent domain. We're going to do this for the sales department for a new manager named Kim Riles, who's just hired there. And we went into our command prompt, and we're going to put in the proper things that we need with DSAdd to add her to the organizational units. Alright, we're doing the DSAdd on an organizational unit. The organizational unit is sales. It is on the DC domain 1, even further down, DC local, and we have a description that this is for Lab5. We have succeeded in adding that part. Now we're going to actually add the person to it. Now we're going even farther in adding the user with the DSAdd. We're adding Kim, the organizational unit sales, on the DC domain 1, and further down local. The password will be MS-Press number 1. The SAM ID is Kim R, and the UPN is Kim domain1.local. And you can see it was succeeded. Kim was added to sales. Okay, we opened up our Active Directory users and computers. We can see that sales has been added, and here is Kim. She's our user. Alright, we have logged in to the RWDC2. The child domain is what we've logged into, and we're going to add a new organizational unit to help us manage the resources of this new department. A guy named AJ Solanke was hired for the service department. We're going to create a user account for Jeff in the new organizational unit. So we're going to use ds_add to add this. So we've opened a command prompt window and we're going to type into it. Alright, we're going to use ds_add again on an organizational unit. The organizational unit is service. It's going to be in the child one. Notice how we've added that this time. To domain one, local, and we have a description of Lab5. We can see that the ds_add has succeeded. We have created this spot for service. Now we're going to add in the human being, or the place for the human being. Alright, we have added this in the ds_add. We're adding a user this time. This user will be AJ. He's in service, in child 1, in domain 1, in local. His password is going to be mspress number 1. His SAM ID is AJS, and his UPN is AJ at child1 domain1.local. And we see that the DS has succeeded, and we'll go into users and computers and check that out. As you can see, service has been added, and there's AJ, a user. We thank you for watching our presentation today, and have a good evening.